What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Robin versus Ruan Mei. Which one might be the better support for your particular team? And we're actually going to be getting into some calculations in the follow-up attack team that I previously mentioned on my last video, because it's the most hype team when it comes to Robin. But people are saying that Ruan Mei and Robin pretty much the same thing for dual DPS comps. Some people say that Robin is even better for some break comps, which doesn't make any sense. But we're going to be taking a look at some calculations today. So if you enjoy this type of content, let me know by leaving a comment in the comment section below, liking the video, join the Discord, and link in the description below, and let's get right into the video. All right, we can't make a proper comparison video without knowing what each of them bring to the table. So here I laid out pretty much in layman's terms what they both do, and all these buffs apply to the entirety of the party. There are no single target buffs here at all. So first thing, Robin, 50% damage bonus for the entire party for 3 turns, an extremely good ability for, especially for dual DPS comps. This also works really well with dot teams. It works with break teams. While I was editing the video, I realized that I said that damage bonuses affect break teams, and they really don't affect break teams. Break only is affected by the character's levels and break effect. Not damage bonuses, so disregard that. It works with anything because damage bonus pretty much affects any instance of damage unless it's otherwise specified. The second thing is going to be an AoE scalable attack increase. Scalable means that it just scales off her attack, so the higher her attack, the higher the amount of attack that she's going to be increasing your teammates by. So this is entirely dependent. This could be really, really good or booty cheeks, depending on how you build your Robin, okay? Then she's going to get a base 20% crit damage to everything. And then if it is a follow-up attack, it's going to get an increased 25% for a total of 45% crit damage to follow-up attacks. This is why Robin is really, really good with follow-up attack teams, because her kit itself and this little buff just indicates that you want to run her with allies that are going to continuously hit the enemy. And follow-up attacks are the only, or the best way, I should say, that you're going to continuously hit the enemy. So in a follow-up attack oriented team, having 45% extra crit damage is actually a very, very nice, especially since a lot of follow-up attackers want to run a crit chest because you don't want to miss any crits. So this kind of mitigates it a little bit. All right, moving on to her unique gimmick. So whenever she ults, she goes into this concerto stage, and then her speed goes down to 90, regardless of what the speed is, goes down to 90, and it gives your entire team an extra turn. So this is what the 100% action advance on ultimate to the entire party, that's what that is. And while she's in the concerto stage, she's going to inflict damage on the enemy every time the enemy is hit with any attack, okay? This does not count dots. It's only hits, only attacks. So whenever you either skill, ultimate, whenever you basic attack, whenever you follow-up attack, any direct hits from one ally to the enemy, that is going to trigger this right here. In a proper follow-up attack team, this will trigger at the very least 7 to 8 times without like stressing too much about it. So whatever damage Robin is doing, whatever we go over the calculations, whatever damage she is going to be doing with the build that I have set up for her, just remember it triggers at least 7 to 8 times, and I've seen it trigger up to 16 or 18 times depending on your team comp. Obviously, if your team is way faster than 90, so let's say you have a team of 140 pluses, you're probably going to be lapping your own team. Also, if you happen to have a second Harmony character and you use Dance Dance Dance, and you can push your team pretty much lapping your own Robin, you can do that as well. It's an extra strategy that you can do. So essentially you want to just try to outspeed your own Robin so you can squeeze in as many hits as you can possibly can. So overall, her kit is very, very nice. It makes sense that whenever she ults, she gives your team a whole turn. She gives the entire party a whole turn. It's like a Ting Yun with Dance Dance Dance, but on steroids, except she doesn't give any energy. So that's really, really nice. She immediately started getting value as soon as she performed her ult, because she's going to give your team the turn, and your team's going to start smacking them, okay? So it takes a little bit of planning on what you want to do with your turns when you play Robin. It's not as brain dead as like running, I don't know, like Herta Himiko, whatever, you know, like you just put it on auto and forget about it. It takes a little bit of planning, but it's actually not too bad. It's not bad at all, actually. All right, moving on to Ruan Mei, and let's just go right off the top. She gives you 68% damage bonus, 25% rest pen, 10% speed, 20% break effect, 50% effect break efficiency. She's SP positive, and she gives you extra damage on break and extra delay. So she is kind of like her own sustain in a lot of comps, and she can serve as a sustain in a lot of comps because she, once you broke them, let's say you break them with Ruan Mei herself, she's gonna skip a turn right there because she freezes them. Then when they go back up, they're gonna go boom, you're gonna get re-triggered back down, and that can save you from being killed. So I'm gonna say it right now, these two are in a different category. Like Ruan Mei is in a whole different category than Robin. Okay, the amount of value you get from Ruan Mei's kit is just too much. It's just too much value. You get more damage bonus, which is up the entire time as well, because she doesn't lose her damage bonus. Ruan Mei doesn't lose her damage bonus. The speed and break effect are indefinite. You don't lose those ever. The break efficiency, you don't lose it ever because you always keep it up. So the damage bonus, break efficiency, break effect, and speed, the only thing that you lose is the 25% rest pen and the extra damage on break and extra delay. These are the only two things that you have to wait for her ultimate to actually do. But you can get her ultimate every 3 turns if you have her set up like that. Essentially, if you really want to, you can have everything that's on here up 100% of the time. I don't think people understand how good break efficiency is. I think a lot of people sleep on this stat right here, break efficiency and break effect are so incredibly powerful. The same as rest pen. Rest pen is just, it's kind of like another defense break. So I can tell you right now, I've been doing calculations for a while now, and I can tell you right now that Ruan Mei's damage increasing capabilities are way and beyond ahead of Robin. The only reason Robin is really close to Ruan Mei when it comes to like team performance is because of her extra damage on hit every time the ultimate is up. Is because if you run her on a team that is designed for Robin to shine, she's going to do pretty much more damage than Ruan Mei, or she's going to be accountable for more damage than Ruan Mei, if that makes sense, because this is going to trigger so many times that it's going to just overshadow whatever damage she is enabling. But at the end of the day, both teams are going to probably perform at a similar level, if Ruan Mei not, and I would say Ruan Mei's team probably is going to perform a little bit better on dual DPS comps. On follow-up attack comps, I'm going to give it to Robin. So there's that. Let's get into some calculations real quick. Starting off with Dr. Ratio, and I'm going to go over how the formulas are going to apply with Dr. Ratio, and then I'm just going to fill in for Aventurine and for Topaz and Aventurine, and then we're going to go over the results in the end. So as of right now, we have the Cruising Stellar Light Cone with the Prisoner set or Pioneer set. And then we have the Salsodo for him. For Topaz and Numbi, we're running a sword play with the Ash Blazing with also a Salsodo. And then for Aventurine, we're just going to run just traditional defense because that's pretty much how I would run him. So you could run him however you want here. I just have this just as a placeholder, I guess. But everything is already added into Dr. Ratio's formula. All of this stuff is already added into Dr. Ratio's formula, as well as Topaz and Aventurine's buffs to Dr. Ratio's and the team's damage overall. So all we have to do is add Robin and then add Ruan Mei. So for the first thing, we're going to add Ruan Mei. So Ruan Mei is going to add to our boy 68% damage bonus and 25% rest pen right here. Some of the intangibles that she's going to be adding is going to be the 50% break efficiency, added break effect, speed, and all that other stuff, but that doesn't directly contribute to his damage directly. So that is going to beef up our damage quite significantly. We're going to go ahead and copy these, and then we're going to paste them here. And then the total, we're actually going to copy that as well, and then paste it here. So as you can see, we have a 64% damage increase with when we add Ruan Mei. Keep in mind, we're not adding the intangibles like the break efficiency, break effect that she adds, speed, all that extra stuff that Ruan Mei is getting to the table. We're not adding it here because it doesn't directly contribute to his damage formula. Okay, onto Robin now. She's going to be adding 934 attack with the build that I have. So let's go ahead and bring that over here with 4094. The next thing she's going to be doing is giving us a 50% damage bonus. And then the last thing she does for Dr. Ratio directly is add 20% crit damage here, and then 25 more if it's a follow-up. So for that, I'm just going to bring it up into the formula, which should be this one right here. So let's add 25 in this one. So the damage is already higher. So let's go ahead and copy and move these things over here. And there we go, 73.8%. Keep in mind, we're also not taking into consideration Robin's own damage, which she can trigger with Dr. Ratio herself. She can trigger it at least 7 times. It's going to be 5 with his own skills, and then the 2 skills that are going to trigger the 2 follow-up attacks also trigger Robin's damage when she has her ultimate up. So the damage is going to go up considerably. What is 13 that times 7? What is that? That's an extra almost 90,000 more damage that she can do right here. And then also Ruan Mei, if you end up breaking shields, this damage is going to go up considerably as well. But I think Robin at the end of the day is going to be a little bit higher when it comes to this particular test. So at face value, it's actually pretty close, 9% damage difference, which I mean could be the difference between clearing and not clearing, I'm not gonna lie. But the overall damage total difference is about 13k. Could be significant, could not be significant, but at the same time, this is all going to be exacerbated by the amount of follow-up attacks that the entire team is going to be firing. And like I said, with Robin and this follow-up attack team, it's going to trigger at least 7 times, and I've seen it trigger all the way up to 18 times. So it's a lot of extra damage that Robin is going to be doing in a proper follow-up attack team. I'm going to add the buffs to Topaz and Aventurine, and we're going to go over the results. Okay, I just got done adding in all the information, and as expected with Topaz, also Robin is going to be a little bit on top by about 16% or 13k damage. I think it's actually the same amount of damage that the difference was with Dr. Rachel, which is pretty funny. Even though they're different, completely different numbers, it's pretty much the exact same difference, 13k damage. And again, guys, I have to keep reminding y'all that we are not taking into consideration all the damage instances from either Ruan Mei's breaks or Robin's personal damage. So in this particular case, we're going to go with skill, follow-up, basic, follow-up, follow-up. This is 5 different instances of damage that in between these are going to be triggered by other people hitting the enemy as well. So this could very well be 8 or 7 instances of damage. And then when it comes to this particular build for Robin, that's going to equate to about 94 to 104,000 extra damage coming from Topaz and Robin combo. Here it's 7 instances of damage as well, because you need 2 follow-up attacks here to be triggered by another hit. Of course they can overlap, like these two can have overlapping follow-up attacks, but it's still going to add more and more damage. So in between both of them is going to be what, 5 here, 5 there, and then let's say another 4. So that's already 14, and then we have Aventurine coming up over here with another 5, because you do basic. Usually you get hit quite a lot, you trigger follow-up attack, or you trigger the ultimate. Either case, if you get lucky with the ultimate, you can trigger another follow-up attack into another basic. So this is 5 instances of Aventurine damage. And this one was a little bit different. Ruan Mei came out on top, and it's because Aventurine doesn't care about attack increases, and that kind of goes to waste with Robin. This is the only reason why Ruan Mei came out on top. When you take into consideration all this stuff, so let's say we have 1, 2, we have 5, so 15. So 15 times this number right here. So let's just do 15 here. In that one rotation, Robin herself is going to be doing about 200k extra damage. Let's actually make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. She's going to be doing about 200k extra damage, 195k extra damage just by herself, just by taking into consideration only the follow-up attacks, the ticks. And these ticks all can happen in one turn or in one instance of Robin being in her ultimate. Even though the damage is pretty close here, like the difference between these two is about 20,000 instead of the usual 13,000. Even though these are pretty close and these are relatively close, 13k apart, that's 26k damage difference. And then this brings it back down to about a 6k damage difference. If you factor in breaks and you factor in the Robin ticks, Robin is going to come out on top because this is a follow-up attack team. In a regular mono or in a regular duo DPS team, I think Ruan Mei is going to outperform. We're going to have a lot of time to test her out, but Ruan Mei is probably going to end up outperforming because of the break efficiency, because of the faster you can break enemies, the easier the fight is going to be, and then the faster you're going to kill the enemy. Yeah, especially with the break meta pretty much is upon us right now with Sam, Harmony, Trailblazer, which videos are going to come out soon. Boot Hill, my boy. Break meta is going to be a thing, so Ruan Mei is still pretty much the most valuable Harmony character in my personal opinion. However, in dual DPS comps, Robin is just as good when it comes to damage output. So don't let any Doom poster tell you that, you know, she's useless because Ruan Mei is just outright better. I do think Ruan Mei is outright better, but the difference is not that much to where I'm like, yeah, like you shouldn't pull for Robin if you don't have Ruan Mei. You should wait for Ruan Mei if you want Robin. If you have a follow-up attack oriented account, or if you just like Robin, pull for Robin. She's really, really good. She brings a whole new playstyle to the team or to the fray. And I don't think you're going to go wrong pulling for Robin. However, like again, I do think Ruan Mei is going to be better. Break is a core mechanic of the game that'll never go away unless there's a boss that just is immune to breaks. That's the only reason why Ruan Mei won't be as effective. And even then, 68% damage bonus and 25% rest pen is still going to hit hard at the enemy. So final verdict, do I think Robin is better for dual DPS comps? Not in all of them, only in follow-up attack oriented teams. Robin will be better, which is most of the dual DPS comps, barring Acheron team comps. In follow-up attack teams, in dot teams, I think Ruan Mei is also better. The damage output is very comparable between the two, but I just think Ruan Mei has way more utility than Robin will ever have. So that is going to be my opinion. These are my calculations. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And until next time, guys. See ya.